Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we'll be reacting to something new. I'm usually reacting to really funny, random things like Let's Game It Out, or Flash Kits, or Meat Canyon, but someone requested I jump out of my comfort zone and react to something else. So we're gonna go take a look at the internet historians' the failure of DashCon, the world's first Tumblr convention. Yeah, the fact they even had a Tumblr convention is terrifying. Let's go take a look at what fresh hell this is gonna be.
In March of 2013, a group of Tumblr users come up with a brilliant idea. DashCon.
Okay. I didn't even know Tumblr users could really talk to each other. That's terrifying.
Convention specifically for and by Tumblr users. This is their story. DashCon, hosted at the Renaissance Marriott in Chicago. Only $65 for the weekend. Epic panel.
That's actually not a bad price for somewhere downtown Chicago.
Lineup. Welcome to Night Vale reading. LGBTQIP2SAA+.
Wow. Like, I know about half of that. Alright. I have no idea what two-split is. Someone can let me know what that is in the comment section. Well, the rest of it I am aware of. This is the only one I don't understand.
Plus, massive ball pit. Steam-powered giraffe live show.
Steam-powered what? Steam-powered giraffe live show? Okay. Jeez. I swear, Tumblr is its own planet. Ball pit? I don't know. That just sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen. I don't think I've ever heard of any convention that had a ball pit that something horrible didn't happen. Someone almost died.
Go. The Baker Street Babes. And friendly memes? You bet. Expect 5,000 people. We'll
no
see
way.
You there.
There's no way 5,000 people showed up to this. I don't know, maybe it was a My Little Pony convention, maybe, or a Comic-Con.
Whoosh. Here comes Friday, and a big fat serving of reality. About 500 people show up at 9 a.m., but nothing...
Well, I mean, 500 people is actually not bad for a convention. Now, here's the problem, though. If they're expecting 5,000, and they paid for 5,000, that's not a good sign. Usually the way most conventions work, though, are you set up the initial, like the first set of people that are going to be showing up to the convention. You basically set their tickets as the baseline of how many people are going to show up, and then you maybe add 40% to that, and then you set out the the max number, and then you put the higher tiers up after the first level. So that's what they should have judged based off of like the pre-sales. So, if you had 2,500 people sign up to pre-sales, you could probably say 4,000 to 5,000 people might show up. And then you'd still probably be covered based off of the initial pre-sale price. And then you use the rest of that for the rest of the convention, whereas you use the pre-sale price only for the reservation. I'm guessing that's not going to be what happened.
Until 1 p.m., so people just wait around for the next 4 hours.
So at what point did you decide that this is what you wanted to do with your life?
I did, it just kind of happened.
The thug life chose you?
Turns out...
At least they were only $65 tickets, right?
Steam-powered giraffe cancelled months ago.
Yeah.
Sorry. If you bought special tickets, no refunds though. Lol. Check out the games room. 1 TV, 1 console. Perfect for up to 7,000 people.
Well, I mean, only 500 showed up. How many people do you really need for a console? All right, fine. You would probably need, even with 500, you'd probably still, assuming only, a tenth of that would actually go there. That's still 50 people.
Here's that ball pit you were looking forward to.
Free Palestine! Death to Israel! Death to Israel! Free Palestine!
Wow. That actually hits even worse in a lot of ways because of what's going on right now. And this is 2023. This was, how many years ago was this made? This was 7 years ago. Oh my gosh.
Overall, it's a pretty fucking slow day.
Okay, so you're dressed up as the Batman movie shooter. What made you choose this costume? What made you decide to dress up as the Prime Minister of Israel to this convention?
They say dress for the job you want.
Then by 9 p.m., disaster strikes. The bill for the venue hasn't even been paid. The hotel wants it immediately.
Why would the hotel even allow this? I mean, okay, you know what? This is mostly on the hotel at this point. The fact that they weren't paid in advance for the venue, at least you know, half of it. I blame the hotel for that one.
All the doors will be shut and the convention is over.
Oh, you know, they probably paid for 1 day. That's probably what happened.
Unless everyone in this room can accumulate $17,000.
Yeah. No.
Currently have a donation button on our website, and any little bit that helps.
Why would you why would you even offer to help pay for this at this point? Everyone should just leave, go stay in your hotel rooms for the next 2 days and then enjoy the rest of the city. I mean, yeah, it's Chicago, but you can go to the Bean, the giant silver bean in the middle of the it's got to be nearby, right? No one's gonna fill it with 17 grand. Yes, there we go. Yeah, this is a train wreck.
But they raise the money.
What?
And the con continues. Saturday.
How did they raise 17 grand? What idiots would help with this? I know, yeah, you're all there, but I mean, so you're 500. 500 divided by, all right, I guess it'd be 17,000-ish divided by 500. I don't care. I wouldn't put $1 in towards that. I'd just be like, you know what? I'm going to go spend this extra money at a restaurant and go hang out in the city.
Artists and stallholders who paid $150 each for their tables aren't selling anything because their customers just donated all of their cash. Tumblr's turned on the convention completely.
The destruction of this
convention
is dedicated to all of the women whose
bank account
have been ruined and ruled by it. I'm tired of you stealing my
money.
I'm tired of you making me
donate to PayPal.
tired of you.
Okay. I hope Internet Historian has gotten better over the years at that nonsense.
They call DashCon a scam and try to have certain events shut down. Mark Does Stuff, a gay Hispanic panelist,
Hi, I'm Mark.
is sent death threats because they think he's a straight white male who's misappropriating the gay for profit. Pacific Rim is illegally...
What? I mean, yeah, people send death threats all the time. I literally had someone message me in the comments of a video saying that my reactions are garbage because I block part of the screen, which is fair. I mean, a lot of people hate that. I'm basically a moving watermark. Which, you know, I understand. I totally get it. But that is literal insanity. Mine's just annoyance.
To an audience of 100. Tumblr sends tweets to Del Toro to get them in trouble. The Dr. Horrible sing-along blog sing-along is cancelled due to copyright concerns. Then, the main event. As long as we get...
You could... No, it should have been... the Dr. Horrible stuff should have been fine regardless. Because, I mean, there are plenty of schools and things that do plays without actually getting any sort of permission for it. It's not like it's a major... you know what? Maybe they were going to play it. No, I don't know. That sounds weird. I don't know why that would be
live reading
blocked.
from Welcome to Night Vale, it'll all be okay.
We're here for the live reading of Welcome to the Night Vale. It is 12:50 right now, and they're still not here.
Okay, so basically, Night Vale just walked. What? We're all gonna sign together, okay? So one.
I wonder if they were there even in the first place. I mean, they were paid in advance, right? Isn't that what that $17,000 that they raised for? Yeah, no wonder this is a train wreck. Holy crap. There we go.
While everyone is still sitting in that room waiting for the show to start, they change the rules on the website so that there are no refunds. But don't worry,
Ooh, that's bad. That's like a lawsuit waiting to happen. Oh, jeez. You think someone doesn't have that already set up from the Wayback Machine? You guys are so... That's so dumb.
The silver lining. Everyone who paid extra to see Welcome to Night Vale is entitled to a free extra hour in the ball pit.
This is what you're...
You can rent one of the big ones from from those party companies for like $250. You can rent an industrial strength one for like a bunch of big adult people for like $350.
$17,000 went to.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, a meme is born.
That's where this meme came from. You know what's funny? Okay, that's perfect. Pause that. They're not even close to the only convention that has done this stuff. There have been so many conventions. Man, we should go through a list of like all the main conventions that have done really, really, really scummy stuff. Even some of the big conventions like Comic-Con and Kamikaze have done some. Comic-Con less of an issue, but Kamikaze has done some really weird stuff in LA.
By the early afternoon, the vendors pack up and leave. Some shitty panels happen.
LGBT Q&A, where they gave us too small of a table and not enough chairs. So pansexual, polysexual, omnisexual, fluid.
Because again, they don't have any cash, they're giving out free hotel mints as prizes.
Wow.
The teenage unpaid helpers, who are promised free meals, aren't given anything and go hungry.
Okay, to be fair, if you volunteer at any convention, just expect not to get anything. I was actually a volunteer at Kamikaze once, and they don't give you anything, and that's a big one. You do get some like free access into certain area type things, but the free meals that they gave us were balls of wire and like Cheez-It cracker bags. Technically, we do get our tickets for free, so there is a silver lining, kinda, but the tickets are like $30 to $50 depending on which tier you're going for. So I don't know what they are now. That was last time I was at Kamikaze was like, I don't know, 7 years ago. So it's probably like $200.
There's a full-on
a ticket
organizer
now.
meltdown. And Tumblr finds out that the main artwork used for the convention is in fact stolen copyright material. By the evening, the unthinkable happens. The ball pit starts to deflate. And someone pisses in it. Sunday. The ball pit is taken away.
Yeah.
Also, Tumblr finds out that Random Acts, a charity that Dashcon claims to be partnered with, isn't in fact partnered at all. Which means, by the way, they've just been pocketing the money. The organizers host an official apology.
Okay. If you're going to do anything, even throw the worst possible convention in the history of conventions, do not steal from charity. Especially if you're lying about it. You're just going to have a repeat of, I don't know, what's a good example? Gerard the Completionist, right? Okay, technically the Completionist didn't steal money. They just never, ever donated it. They did donate it at the end, but after they were called out by like 30 people. So, I don't know. That's definitely different than this one. These guys legit just flat out apparently stole it.
Panel.
Part of that is there were a lot of mistakes made on a lot of different people's parts, and we take full responsibility for the parts that were us.
At least the table in this one's big enough.
We are first timers, but we intend to learn from our mistakes to make 2015 better.
Here's a quick summary of that.
So
blame somebody. Otherwise,
So, did they donate the money at the end? Because you could still come back from that a little bit and donate the money. Obviously, 2015 would be a bad idea, at least for a 5,000. Make it a 500 one next time, or make it 750 in a smaller location.
it's all my fault. Fuck that.
And everything is closed by 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Since DashCon, there have been many rumors online that the whole thing was an out-and-out scam. So I did some detective work to see whether it was true. I think what I found proves that even if the staff didn't set out to scam people, they did opportunistically steal and lie. Prepare for some...
Yeah, of course this pops up. Yeah, I wouldn't say this would be an outright scam from the beginning. It doesn't sound like that's what they had intended. If it was going to be a scam, if I was running it and this was me being like, yeah, I'm going to go out and scam people. Yeah, I would have just taken the money online underneath a bunch of random, pseudonyms and things and filtered that all through like crypto or something, and just everyone would have showed up at the hotel and the hotel would have been like, what? Then I would have called this an outright scam. This just seems like incompetence everywhere.
High-quality autism. DashCon had a written agreement to pay $40,000 plus some change to the Renaissance Hotel Marriott. They paid $20,000 before the thing began, so they had a balance of $20,000 still remaining.
Okay, so they did at least put 50% down. All right, so, but they should have known outright, because most conventions like this are not at-door purchases. Kamikaze and Comic-Con are a bit different, but... Well, Comic-Con, most of the tickets are sold out in advance. So it's rare when they actually have extra tickets, although they're now, I guess, required to have tickets at the door now. I don't know. It's a complicated thing with Comic-Con. Kamikaze, though, is like, usually it's about 60% of the tickets are sold in advance, and then 40% are just people walking in to buy tickets. But they should have already had the full amount prepped before they even... just based off of the initial people buying, because you can't just rely on walk-ins for a first-year con. That's not how that works. And yeah, I get if you're new or whatever, you can expect to pay more from that, but the vendor tables themselves should have covered that as well. So you should have had the full amount what you owed the hotel in advance, no matter what. I don't understand why that didn't click in their heads, because that is awful.
They told the hotel that 5,000 to 7,000 people would be attending, and could they please pay as the door sales came in.
No.
As a financially risky move, the Marriott agreed verbally, but not in writing.
Wow. Okay, Marriott is stupid. They should never have done that.
On the first day, the hotel sees at most 1,000 people. They know that DashCon's door sales are fucked, so they enforce immediate payment as per their written contract. DashCon does not have the funds. And here's where it gets interesting. DashCon claims they only have $3,000 in cash.
That makes sense.
So at 9 p.m, DashCon staff gather everyone into one room to beg for the remaining $17,000. Let's do a head count. 33, 129, 120.
Oh, wow.
Maybe another 33 here in case there are people on the margin, and we'll add 10% to be generous. It's unlikely that there are more than 350 people in this room.
Okay, so, yeah, I get this, but there's probably still about 500 people, because there's a good chance that not everyone's here. There's probably a lot of people out in the city doing other things because they're tired of this convention. But there's probably about 500 people still paying attention to the live stuff that's happening. So I'd say it's probably closer to 500 who actually were able to donate in general.
Room. Now we know they reached their goal.
Almost got shut down.
Really?
We need to raise $17,000.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Did you do it?
We did it in under an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
They received donations by PayPal and cash, but only a small fraction in cash. Let's be generous and say 1/10 of the room at most. You can see people donating in the footage, and it's probably much less. So even if each cash donor is giving $20, which again, generous, that's only $700 total. Therefore, the other $16,000 or so is in electronic payments. Now let's look at this leaked list of transactions. Hold on. They made most of their payment in cash, almost $12,000, but they only could have got $700 from the donors, and they only had $3,000 in cash.
I don't know. That's a bit of a leap. I'm not sure how internet historians specifically got to 700. there's a lot of people in that room. This is just knowing from how conventions work. A lot of those people have a lot of cash to buy stuff at the art vendors. Whenever I went to a convention, I would easily bring $1,000 in cash with me just for the floor, the store, not the store, the art floor or whatever you want to call it. It's different each convention. Anyway, but easily minimum $750 in cash extra, and then I had to use my card for other things like grocery restaurants, things like that. But the majority of people who go to conventions go there with money and usually in cash. So I could easily see a lot of these people putting in at least $200, no problem, just to keep the convention going. So they actually had reasons to be there. I don't think that the internet historian's numbers are accurate here. I would have to say at least 5,000 to 6,000 to 7,000 was just from the floor. And don't forget, there's probably more people who aren't in that room who rush back to help donate. So I don't know. That 700 seems wrong, but maybe they have something somewhere else. But I don't know. That just seems like a bit of a stretch right there, because I've gone to conventions and I would have easily, if I really liked the convention or really wanted it to succeed, I'd put 500 in. I'd be insane. But people who go to conventions have tons of extra cash in most cases just to buy art that they can probably download on the internet for free.
Cash. So where did the rest of it come from? It's door sales revenue, not donation.
Interesting.
Meaning they lied about only having $3,000 in the first place. They actually had at least 10,000. Now, here are the
maybe.
Transactions that come from the PayPal MasterCard.
Okay.
Let's take that from the total owed. And what we get is the following. In a best case scenario, of the donated $17,000, at most, they spent less than $7,000 keeping the place open. They spent over $2,000 on themselves and their own accommodation, and the remaining $9,000 or so, they pocketed. Also,
maybe, I don't know. I still think this is a bit of a stretch in a bunch of different directions. There's just a lot of missing information here, and that's the biggest problem with like internet drama type stuff. It's just a bunch of people making stuff up, hope that sounds good. Now, the internet historian sounds like he's 100% accurate on this, but he's just making stuff up technically. It's really interesting. I'm gonna watch more of his videos because they're definitely interesting, but just knowing how conventions work, that's unlikely. At least 100%. I could see some of this being from door sales though.
Stage for an hour in front of 5,000 people in a room.
Yeah, okay, that's obviously wrong. But
is there 5,000 people here?
Riot.
What riot? That's not a riot. Conventions. Yeah.
Back to my post.
But there's one last thing I want to touch on. As part of the merchandising, an official DashCon DVD is listed. And it's possible that a copy exists out there somewhere, and I need to find it. So I want to put a $100 bounty out for anyone who might have a copy. It doesn't need to be the physical DVD, just a copy of the file itself. The hunt is on.
Bounty. Yeah, I'm gonna say the majority of that was pretty accurate, but that last part, I don't know. Oh, how they got the cash was probably not 700 from that group. It was probably more. I could easily see one person putting $700 in. It would not even be a stretch. People who go to conventions, usually have a ton of money just for disposable random nonsense that they were going to buy at the art store. And if they don't have an art store active, they want to keep their convention going for one reason. They get to hang out with like-minded friends regardless of whether or not the entire convention itself is a train wreck. That's it. That's all I see about that one. Anyway, that was pretty interesting. All right. Have a good day, everyone.